Alrighty, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, as it's going to be Mulebot taking on Nothing, a Protoss bot that I'm not sure I've cast before. So it should be an exciting match, as it's always fun to see the sort of programming magic and just implementations that some of these authors come up with. And as that proxy racks goes down, ladies and gentlemen, click that like button, give it a slap, give it a poke, whatever you want to do to it, and leave a comment down below saying more bots if you want to see more of these bot matches, as that helps us with the YouTube algorithm, which is really just another bot if you think about it. And then subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, big thanks to everyone who does support the channel via the YouTube membership. Links to do so are in the description down below. And yes, we have got a dirty, oh my gosh, Mulebot just doing Mulebot things. I wasn't planning on casting another Mulebot game. However, this replay was sent in by an author. And if you're an author, feel free to send me replays, but yes, just, it's craziness, knows no limits, as we've got a single proxy racks built and then flying, I was about to say flying to the enemy main, and then it just lands between the command center and the bunker. I guess that makes sense, try and have the racks right next to the bunker. Why it didn't just build it there in the first place, I don't know, but it's Mulebot, so we have got a nice little bunker contain going on. Nothing, though, did let us know its plan in the chat, saying it's planning for a proxy void ray, and the probe sneaks out. I was about to say, like, oh, this could be really bad, as containments are generally very strong in bot matches. However, the probe sneaking out is a big deal. Uh-oh. Although the probe then turns around to head back home, it really should just stay by that pylon. And, okay, it's actually not a proxy void ray. It is just a void ray, it seems. Maybe the battery, maybe the pylon is for building batteries or something like that. That's got to be it. Mulebot does have that bunker up. It's actually trying to float this command center towards Nothing's natural base. It looks like, nope, it's just gonna land it here, because why not? Turn it into a planetary. I didn't even point out that there was an eBay being built, but of course there was. There's a proxy planetary, so of course there's going to be an eBay. And okay, we do actually get a proxy Stargate, which is an interesting strategy to go for a proxy Stargate after already building a Stargate in the main base. Maybe it is a reaction to the proxy by Nothing. Nothing is trying to work away on this bunker, however, soon that problem will become a lot greater as this planetary finishes up. Notably, planetaries cannot shoot up, for those of you new to StarCraft 2. However, the bunker can defend it, and there is a good count of Marines. It doesn't take a lot of Marines to kill Void Rays. As we all know, a redneck with an AR could take down an alien spaceship. It looks like we do have a Void Ray chrono boosting out of this Stargate that is across the map, so it looks like we'll have defensive Void Rays and then aggressive Void Rays. This Void Ray does take damage and pulls off. I'm really glad to see that. I'm guessing it's actually trying to path towards the battery. That's likely the situation here. It's like, oh, I took damage, I gotta go find the battery across the map. Now, Mulebot's contain is just in full swing as it tries to macro up behind this. It's a sound strategy. However, it does leave the Terran's main base incredibly undefended. That Void Ray did regen some shields, then goes back in for the fight. Mulebot is having its racks be attacked. Marines pop out of the racks for a moment. Looks like they're actually trying to fight the Stalkers. The turret is a nice touch from Mulebot on the other side of the map. Let's see, where are these Void Rays? Looks like they are both just trying to clean up the base at home as a priority. Who knows, maybe Nothing is programmed to attack the nearest command center and this is it, or there could be other dynamics at play. The Protoss actually killing these Marines is a massive deal, though, as Mulebot lost the Marines. There's nothing in the bunker, and the turret is not close enough to actually defend against this Void Ray, so the planetary has to be constantly repaired. We'll see if the turret can save itself, as two Void Rays can melt down a turret if there's a repair. That can definitely change things, though. We have Mulebot with SCVs. One starts repairing the turret. Will the Void Ray back off and play chicken? Yes, it does. That's very unfortunate. That is one of the weaknesses of bots. If you just program units to pull back at a certain HP threshold, you do miss out on opportunities. Mulebot repairs the turret up, and so it is doing a mighty fine job. The one Void Ray is just taking forever to hit this planetary. We are not actually having the prismatic alignment being utilized by Nothing's Void Rays, and just imagine in this game if one Void Ray had gone aggressive. The defensive urge is unfortunately biting Nothing a little bit. Usually I am a big fan of it, though. Like, honestly, I think bots that play defensive have, like, it's a very difficult challenge to program a bot that's bulletproof, and so you do have to sort of salute bot authors that do make that attempt to have their bot actually play defensively and prioritize it, because attacking is generally easier. I'm someone who's programmed a Zergling Rush bot. It is much easier to program a simple aggressive bot than it is a more complex bot that defends. Unfortunately for Nothing, it's just in quite a rough spot as the Void Rays are cycling in one after another trying to attack this turret. We do have a second one out, actually working on the planetary. There's not enough repairs. The turret was taking some of the SCV repair. Another SCV is about to pop out, though. That might change the math. These two are really slacking. They could be saving this planetary. Instead, they're going to go home as Mulebot is trying to macro out of this ridiculous situation. The Protoss is unable to kill the turret with a single Void Ray. However, once the planetary dies, this turret will have, well, it might just be the main target. We shall see. And it looks like two Void Rays are setting to work on it. A third one showing up could bring this down. Looks like that Void Ray may die, not quite. Another one comes on in. SCVs are starting to die as well, so the turret will not be repaired. It does get its first kill of a Void Ray. Nothing can, in theory, expand now and play this game out, but I have no idea if it actually is a bot with like extended macro or the ability to transition. It could just be completely broken. Based off like the nice padding, the good micro, I want to say like it probably does have a transition built into it or something, but we have yet to see that. The Protoss bot is not building a single thing. It's got money to build like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 more Void Rays, something like that. It is not doing it though, so we'll see if it can maybe get a quick and dirty win with 3 Void Rays. Looks like it finds one of Mulebot's building command centers. It will be able to shut that down. The Terran, in classic Mulebot fashion, says, there's Void Rays out, I better build Marauders. And then we actually have a Marauder attacking on Nothing's side of the map. So we'll see. We actually have a bit of a base race going on right now as these Void Rays are doing their thing. I just noticed, I think I'm peaking my mic a little bit. I know who the culprit of that one was. It had to have been the fact that I had a Teams call. No, they didn't actually touch it, so maybe I'm just yelling more than usual because this is a crazy game. As always, do give me feedback on the audio, guys. It goes a long way. Unfortunately, I do have a video backlog, so I won't see your feedback for a while. Looks like Nothing all of a sudden wakes up and then starts throwing down a ton of stuff. Okay, let's list it off. +1 attack for air, +1 attack for ground, building a Stalker, a Nexus, 2 gateways, a Robo, and a Fleet Beacon, of course. So the Protoss does eventually start to transition. It's incredibly behind, though, as its main base is partly mined out. The Terran has got all the bases, but still not much anti-air. Mulebot's building a Ghost Academy. We'll see if it actually finishes or not. Building Ghosts would be decent, as they're decent against Void Rays. This is an example, though, of how Mulebot has got... It finds a lot of success with its crazy builds. There is certain weaknesses, though, in that if you just plan on building Marauders, maybe Void Rays will be your weakness. A few Stalkers are getting aggressive. There is enough Marauders to kill them for sure. We'll see if they actually respond to this, as Mulebot likes to sometimes go and play base building simulator. I do have to give it a shout out for being a bot that actually tries to take this gold base, even if it just ignores the rocks and Xel'Naga. It's still something. Marauder versus a Stalker. The Marauder's stimmed. We'll see how that works out. SCV gets a stab in. I don't think it changed things, but it's just cool to see him backing his boy up. The main base of Mulebot is gone. There's plenty more bases where that came from. This one is under assault, as there's a decent Stalker production going on from nothing at this point. The Protoss bot had a very wacky start to this game, as are most Mulebot matches, but like, yeah, the Stalker movement seems quite nice. I'm wondering if it's built on a framework or not, as like, yeah, this is some pretty solid pathing. The units are trying to keep themselves alive. They're not exactly dilly-dallying, like no like stuttering back and forth, anything like that. They will just concisely attack this command center. Meanwhile, Void Rays are doing this thing. Mulebot has yet to start producing any anti-air, so yeah, maybe nothing wins by default, although Mulebot still has more bases, and a lot more bases, as it's building 5 SCVs at a time. We'll see. We're getting starports produced now. There is many more barracks being built. I just want to see Mulebot start pumping Marines, and it very well could win this game. Like, it's lost 15 Marauders. 15 Marines might not do the trick, but they definitely help. Instead, we'll probably have to wait till there's a starport. Mulebot starts building a factory unit, but of course it's a siege tank. Build a Cyclone, man. Things are looking pretty promising for nothing in this match, as Mulebot, the contain build is really nice. However, you gotta think about it, like, if there is a bot that scouts it, pulls workers, maybe they can deal with it. If nothing had sent a Void Ray to counterattack instead of defend, it probably would have just crippled Mulebot's economy and then maybe won the game from there. Instead, things are progressing a little bit slower, as the Terran has one tank out. It is just driving for its life. We're even getting Blink from nothing. I will actually pull up the Protoss bot's profile, as I'm curious. Does it use a framework? This is an important thing to know, as yeah, it just gives you good context as to like what the author has done. It's looking like quite a solid bot, all things considered. I'd be interested in seeing it progress as the cheeser, not the one necessarily being cheesed. Oh dear, do I have a stuck key or something? Let's see, nothing. A Protoss bot programmed by Liquid, not Team Liquid, just Liquid, and it is a Python bot. Doesn't list whether it uses a framework or not. Created 2025, November 25th, so it's just a baby. And now we've got Mulebot building Liberators, but based off all this functionality and how new the bot is, I want to say it's probably off a framework. The author, they sent me a message so we can double check that. I'm fairly sure Mulebot is dead at this point, guys. So that is a good time to say, click that like button if you guys haven't already. Leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and if you do want to support, consider becoming a YouTube member. Big thanks to everyone who does support the channel, so I can buy more coffee to fuel these casts, as I do enjoy my coffee. Now, Void Ray's slowly cleaning everything up. I'm not sure what they're afraid of at this point. I mean, I guess they're afraid of the turret, which makes sense, but apparently not actually afraid of the turret. This is what I mean, that sometimes bot pathing is just so goofy. This one Void Ray is like, yeah, I'm just gonna watch my friend die, and then go just run past the same turret that killed him. And the movement is just so sporadic sometimes. It makes no sense. But it really is entertaining to watch. Mulebot does have a few Liberators out. It's trying. It's actually going to harass. We'll see. Maybe this Liberator can start the comeback, although there is Tempest out, and the Liberator pauses for a moment. Siege is up. We do get a probe pull from nothing, so yeah, just nice behavior. And yeah, the author has clearly done some nice work. We'll probably cast another nothing game fairly soon. And so if you guys do enjoy seeing these newer bots, let me know. I think we could have some very good matches here. You gotta give it to Mulebot for always having a new build, it seems. The craziness never ends. The Liberator trying to harass. The probe pull is quite nice, though. And that is gonna be it for this one. End game, my favorite part, so nothing is a little bit chatty too, apparently. Siege mentality, how predictable. Expanding, how optimistic of you. I'm wondering if this is the Sharky framework, just based off the chatting. Who knows? Maybe it's not a framework, but... Alright, Zealots coming on in. Tempest killing that off. GG.